Rel stood alone on the edge of the quiet moon, her small feet sinking slightly into the soft gray dust. The stars above blinked silently, but no one came. She was only 4 feet tall, her thin arms wrapped tightly around her body as the cold wind passed through the ruins around her. She had been left here, left behind by her own people. She remembered the moment it happened. The large golden ship of the Empire had landed with pride and ceremony. Soldiers marched, nobles whispered. And then the voice of the king came through the speaker. It was cold, final. "This one cannot continue the royal line. She has no future among us." Those words echoed in Rel's mind like a deep wound. No future, no place, no worth. She had cried that day. Not because she feared the moon or the dark, but because she had believed she was part of something bigger, part of a family, a home, a future. Now all that was gone. Rel was from the Varn species, an advanced race with great ships, long lifespans, and strict rules. Every child was born with a special gift. Some could control machines with their thoughts. Others could link minds across space. But Rel's gift never came. And later, the doctors told the royal family another truth. She would never bear children. For the Empire, this meant she was broken. She wasn't angry anymore. That feeling had burned out during the first few days on the moon. Now she was just tired. The only thing she had was a small round device, an old communicator she had stolen from a careless guard during her last meal at the palace. She spent her days trying to fix it, hoping maybe she could send a signal. She didn't expect rescue, but the stars were wide. Maybe someone out there would hear her voice. Rel sat under the shadow of a broken satellite tower, using her fingers to twist a wire inside the device. She had always liked machines. They didn't speak harsh words. They didn't care if you were royal or forgotten. If you fixed them right, they worked. Her small hands moved carefully. A spark jumped out, and she pulled back. "Ouch," she whispered. Then she laughed, a weak, thin sound. It had been days since she laughed. The wind picked up. She stood and looked toward the horizon. There was nothing but more rock and gray dust. No animals. No plants. No water. Just her, the tower, and silence. Each night, she climbed to the top of the tallest rock she could find and watched the stars. She looked for ships, any movement of light that didn't belong. But it was always the same, cold, beautiful stillness. Food was running low. She had found a small supply box left by the guards. Inside were dry food bars, a water pack, and one small blanket. She made it last as long as she could, but now there were only 2 bars left. Still, she didn't cry. Rel was not just small. She was strong in quiet ways. She could build tools from scraps. She could stay calm even when her stomach growled. And she could remember. She remembered every hallway of the palace, every system map, every time someone looked away from her. Like she didn't matter, but she mattered. Maybe not to the king. Maybe not to her people, but she would show the stars that she mattered. That night, she connected the last wire in the communicator. The small device flickered to life. The screen blinked green. Her heart beat fast. It worked. She adjusted the signal strength and pushed the record button. She spoke slowly, clearly. "This is Rel. I am on Moon S-17, Sector 6. I was left here by the Varn Empire. If anyone hears this, I am not dangerous. I need help. Please respond." She paused, then added, "I don't know if I have anything to offer, but I want to live. I want to learn. Please, if you can hear me." She sent the message. Then she set it to repeat every 10 minutes. She watched the sky again, far away. Unknown to her, a small human ship was passing near the system. The scout pilot on board had just turned on the deep space radio. And somewhere in the quiet hum of stars, a message repeated, "This is Rel. I want to live." The human pilot leaned closer to the screen, curious. She frowned, then reached for the ship's controls. Back on the moon, Rel curled under her blanket. Her stomach ached, and her eyes grew heavy. She didn't know if the message would reach anyone. But for the first time in many days, she felt a small warmth inside her chest. She had sent her voice into the stars. Maybe that was enough for now. Maybe someone was listening. Deep in space, a small human scout ship named Starwind moved quietly across the dark sky. It was a smooth silver craft, built for speed and long travel. Inside the ship, the pilot, Mira, watched her control screen with calm eyes. She was on a routine mission to scan border sectors for any strange activity. Most days were quiet. Just stars, dust, and silence. But today was different. A signal was blinking on her screen, a message. Weak, repeating. "This is Rel. I am on Moon S-17, Sector 6. I want to live." Mira leaned forward, adjusting the frequency. The voice was small, soft, but clear. She played the message again. "Please respond." Mira didn't wait. She turned the ship and set course for Moon S-17. She wasn't sure what she would find, but her gut told her this message was real. And someone out there needed help. The moon came into view after a short jump through light speed. Mira slowed the ship and scanned the surface. The moon was dry and silent, filled with rock and craters. No buildings, no life signs. Only one weak signal still repeating. She guided the ship toward the signal source and landed gently on the surface. Wearing her suit, Mira stepped out into the gray dust. Her boots left soft prints as she walked carefully toward a tall, broken tower. Then she saw her, a small figure, curled up under a metal sheet, shaking in her sleep. Thin arms, pale skin, large dark eyes slowly opening. Mira knelt down. "Hey, can you hear me?" The girl blinked, confused and afraid. "It's okay," Mira said softly. "I'm human. I got your message. I'm here to help." Rel didn't move at first. She stared at Mira's kind face, unsure if she was dreaming. No one had ever spoken to her like that. Not even when she lived in the palace. "I'm Rel," she whispered. Mira smiled. "I know. You're safe now." Rel tried to sit up, but her body was weak. Mira quickly opened a pack and gave her water. Rel drank slowly, carefully, like she was afraid it would be taken away. After a few minutes, Mira helped her onto the ship. Inside, it was warm and quiet. Lights glowed gently along the walls. Rel's eyes widened as she looked around. Everything was new. Everything was strange. Mira helped her lie down on a soft seat and wrapped a blanket around her. "You're lucky I picked up your signal," Mira said, offering her a food bar. "Not many scouts fly near this sector." Rel took the food and ate in small bites. "I didn't think anyone would hear me," she said quietly. Mira sat beside her. "Well, I did. And I don't leave people behind." Over the next few hours, Rel slowly grew stronger. She told Mira bits of her story about the king, the moon, the way her people judged her. Mira listened carefully, her hands tight on her knees. "So they just left you here? Because you couldn't be part of their future?" Rel nodded. Mira shook her head. "That's not how we do things in the Human Alliance. Every life matters." Rel looked confused. "Even lives that don't produce more life?" "Yes," Mira said firmly. "Even those." For the first time, Rel saw a different way of thinking. She had believed that value came from what you could give to the Empire. But Mira spoke of value in being alive, in having a voice, in simply being. Later, Rel explored the small ship while Mira checked the engines. She touched the smooth walls, listened to the soft hum of machines. She found a little round bot that followed her and made gentle beeping sounds. She smiled and picked it up. Mira noticed and grinned. "That's Pip, he likes you." Rel hugged the bot to her chest. "He's the first thing that smiled at me." Mira looked at her for a long time. "You've been through too much, Rel, but you're safe now, and you're not alone." That night, Rel sat by the window staring at the stars. Mira brought her a warm drink and sat beside her. What will happen now? Rel asked. I'll take you back to the Alliance base. The doctors will help you get better. After that, well, we'll figure it out. Rel looked down. What if I'm not useful? Mira gently placed a hand on her shoulder. Rel, you already helped. You fixed that communicator. You survived. You called for help. That matters. You matter. Tears touched Rel's eyes, but she didn't hide them. For the first time, she let them fall freely. As the ship rose from the moon and entered space again, Rel looked back one last time. The cold, empty place where she had nearly died was now behind her. Ahead of her was something new, a place where worth wasn't measured by power, but by heart. For the first time in her life, Rel allowed herself to hope. And hope was a powerful thing. The star wind moved gently through space, heading toward the nearest human Alliance base. Inside, Rel sat near a window, watching stars pass by like slow-moving lights. She had never traveled in a human ship before. Everything was different. The walls were smooth, the lights were soft, and the machines made friendly sounds. Rel was still quiet most of the time, but she felt safe here. Mira had given her clean clothes, soft food, and space to rest. But more than that, Mira had given her something she had never received from anyone before. Respect. Mira entered the room with 2 warm mugs. Here, she said, handing one to Rel. It's called Choco Tea. Earth kids love it. Rel took it carefully. The smell was sweet. She sipped and smiled. It's good. Very soft, Mira chuckled. That's a good way to describe it. They sat in silence for a while. Then Rel asked, Why do you treat me kindly? Mira looked at her. Because you deserve kindness. But I can't give anything back. I'm not strong. I don't have powers. I can't carry a bloodline. Mira's smile faded a little, replaced by something gentler. Rel, on Earth, we don't believe a person's worth comes from what they can give or produce. We believe every life is important. Just being you is enough. Rel looked down into her cup. In my world, we are trained to serve the Empire. If you cannot serve, you are forgotten. Mira nodded. That's a hard world. But not every world is like that. Back on Rel's homeworld, things were changing. The alien king, tall and proud, sat on his throne made of crystal and steel. Beside him stood his top advisor, Varnal. A dark screen hovered in front of them, showing a report. The girl is alive, Varnal said quietly. She was picked up by a human scout. The king's face grew cold. She must not speak. She holds memory codes, secrets of our core energy systems. If the humans learn those weaknesses, they may use them. The king stood. Then end it. Send a silent hunter. Make sure no trace remains. Varnal bowed. As you command. Without emotion, the king turned and left the chamber. He had no time for broken children. In his mind, the Empire must remain strong, clean, perfect. No weakness could be allowed to survive. Back on the Starwind, Mira entered the control room and checked the navigation. Rel followed quietly behind. Are we close? Rel asked. About 6 hours, Mira replied. Once we arrive, we'll get you checked by medical staff. Then maybe some education programs if you want. Education? Rel tilted her head. To learn? Yes, anything you like. We have science, languages, engineering, even art. Rel's eyes lit up. Can I learn to build machines? Mira smiled. Of course. I think you'd be great at it. For the first time, Rel imagined a future, not one decided by the Empire, but one where she chose what to become. Suddenly, the ship's alarm beeped. Mira turned to the screen. What is that? A small dot appeared near the ship, fast, silent, coming from behind. A ship? Rel asked. Mira's face turned serious. Yes, but not broadcasting any code. That's not good. She quickly pressed a few buttons. It's A stealth hunter, fast, small, dangerous, and it's coming for us. Rel's heart sank. The king, he sent it. Mira nodded. He's trying to erase you. Rel stepped back. Her mind raced. We must hide. We can't hide in space, Mira said. But maybe we can outsmart it. The Starwind turned sharply, dodging a small blast from the enemy ship. Mira guided the controls with quick hands, keeping them ahead by only a few seconds. Rel! Mira shouted. Is there anything about your Empire's stealth ships you know? A weakness? Rel froze, then remembered. Yes. Their heat core is open during weapon charging. If we send a heat spike at the right time, it will shut down their weapons. Mira grinned. You are amazing. Working together, they timed the signal. Rel moved quickly, connecting a wire to the power panel. Mira charged the main beam. Now! Rel shouted. Mira fired. The heat pulse hit the enemy ship just as it charged for another blast. The weapons shut down. Sparks flew. The small ship spun and drifted into space, powerless. Rel collapsed back in her seat, breathing hard. Mira laughed in relief. That was close. Rel looked up at her. I helped? You saved us. Hours later, the Starwind arrived at the Human Alliance base. Lights blinked on the landing path as medical staff and officers came to greet them. Rel stood beside Mira, nervous but curious. People looked at her with interest but not fear, not hate. Just quiet welcome. This is Rel, Mira told the officers. She's under my care. She holds valuable information, but more than that, she's someone worth protecting. The officer nodded. Welcome, Rel. You're safe now. Rel looked at Mira, then at the humans around her. She felt something inside, a small, bright flame. Maybe she didn't have powers like others in the Empire. Maybe she couldn't give what the king wanted. But here, she could be something more. She could be herself, and that was enough. Rel sat quietly in the Human Alliance base's medical room. Everything around her was white and soft, so different from the cold metal of the Varn Empire. A kind doctor named Nira checked her heart, her eyes, and her skin. Nira smiled often and spoke gently, never rushing, never judging. You're healing well, Rel, she said. Your body is weak but strong inside. Rel didn't fully understand what that meant, but she liked hearing it. After her checkup, Mira took her to a quiet room. It had a real bed, clean sheets, a desk, and even a small screen for learning. Rel touched everything slowly, carefully. She had never had a room of her own before. In the palace, she had shared a cold corner with 3 others. And on the moon, there was only dust and stone. This is your space now, Mira said. You can sleep, read, or just rest. Rel looked at her with wide eyes. No one will take it? No one, Mira said with a warm smile. You are free now. Later that day, Mira brought a box of learning tools. Let's see what you're good at. Rel opened the box. Inside were tiny machines, wires, small puzzle boards, and learning pads. Her hands moved quickly. She connected wires, repaired a blinking sensor, and even fixed a broken microbot. Mira watched in surprise. You really do love machines, Rel nodded. Machines do not judge. They work if you treat them right. Mira leaned closer. That's true. And so do people, at least the right people. Rel gave a small smile, her first real smile since leaving the moon. But far away, danger was rising again. Inside a hidden part of the Varn Empire's space, a second stealth ship prepared for launch. The failure of the first hunter ship had made the king furious. His pride was wounded. He gave one command, no mistakes this time. Bring the girl back or end her. The new hunter was faster, darker, and smarter. It left silently, heading toward the human base. Rel didn't know it yet, but the Empire was not done with her. That night, Rel had a strange dream. She was back in the palace. Cold halls, silver walls, eyes full of silence. The king stood above her, tall and cruel. "You are nothing," he said. "You will never be more than failure." But in the dream, something changed. A light appeared behind her. Mira stepped forward, holding a shield of stars. "She is not nothing," Mira said. "She is stronger than you know." The king tried to speak, but his voice broke into dust. Rel woke with a gasp. She sat up in bed, heart pounding. It was just a dream, but the fear felt real. The memory of her old world still lived inside her, trying to pull her back. But this time, she would not return. The next morning, Rel sat in a large room with other young aliens and humans. It was her first class. The teacher was a tall human, with soft eyes and a kind voice. He explained how ships work, how power systems move energy, and how signals travel through space. Rel listened closely. She answered 2 questions and even helped a boy beside her fix his model engine. After class, the teacher came to her. "You are quick with machines, Rel. Would you like to join our junior engineer group?" Rel blinked. "Me? Yes. Think you'll do very well." She looked at Mira, who had come to pick her up. Mira gave a proud nod. "I would like that," Rel said softly. Later that day, while Mira and Rel walked through the base, a strange alarm sounded. Red lights flashed. Security bots moved fast across the hall. "What's happening?" Rel asked. Mira looked at the alert on her wrist screen. Her face turned serious. "An unknown ship entered our space. No ID code." Rel's heart dropped. "It's them, the Varn. They came back." Mira pressed a button. "Security, protect Sector 7 and move Rel to Safe Room B." But Rel stopped her. "I know how they move. I know their patterns. If I help you, maybe we can stop them." Mira hesitated. "Rel, I'm not afraid anymore." Mira looked into her eyes, then nodded. "All right, but stay close." Together, they moved to the control room. Screens showed the black stealth ship outside the base, circling like a silent hawk. "They'll try to send a ground team through shadow jump," Rel said. "Their tech uses sound waves just before jumping." Mira gave quick orders. "Set up audio sensors. Watch for wave spikes." A few moments later, beep. A warning flashed. "They're inside," Rel said. Sector 3. Mira and the team moved fast. Security bots surrounded the hall. A small Varn team stepped into view, tall, armored, holding stun weapons. Rel stepped forward before Myra could stop her. The Varn leader stared at her. "Come back, Rel. You belong with us." Rel stood tall. "No, I belong where I am respected." "You will regret this." "No, I regret nothing." Mira raised her signal stick. "Leave now or be removed." The Varn team hesitated, then vanished in a flash of shadow. They had failed. Again. Hours later, things returned to normal. Rel sat back in her room, tired but proud. She had faced her past and stood firm. Mira came in, carrying a small badge. "The base wants to honor you for bravery." Rel looked at the badge. It was shaped like a star with a silver spark in the center. "I never had anything like this," Rel whispered. "Now you do. And you earned it." Rel placed it on her desk. She wasn't just surviving anymore. She was becoming someone new, someone free, someone strong. Days passed since the Varn attackers were pushed back. The Human Alliance base returned to normal, but for Rel, everything had changed. She had spoken up, faced the Empire's soldiers, and refused to go back. People now looked at her with respect, not as a weak alien girl, but as someone brave and useful. One morning, Mira handed Rel a message pad. "A team from Earth wants to talk to you," Mira said. "They work with peaceful science missions. They've heard about your skills with machines." Rel blinked. "They want me?" "They want to invite you to help with the deep spaceship Project Spark." Rel held the pad tightly. She had read about Project Spark in her lessons. It was a new starship designed by both humans and friendly alien groups. Its mission was to explore distant galaxies, repair old space stations, and make new peaceful contacts. I don't know if I can do something so big, she said. You've already done bigger things, Mira replied. This is your chance to build your own path. Rel looked out the window. Stars blinked like soft eyes in the sky. Slowly, she nodded. I'll go. A week later, Rel stood before the Project Spark launch pad. The ship was huge white, round at the front, with glowing blue lines across. It sighed. It looked like a gentle fish from the ocean, floating in space. Mira walked beside her. You'll be in a group of young engineers and tech helpers. You'll learn as you travel. The captain is kind, and safety is the top rule. Rel felt both nervous and excited. Will I ever see you again? She asked. Mira smiled. Of course. I'll be helping at the Alliance border. And remember, your path is yours now. No king can choose for you anymore. They hugged. Then Rel stepped onto the ship. Inside the Project Spark, everything was new. Bright lights, friendly signs, clean walls, and small friendly robots that greeted her with cheerful tones. Hello, Rel, one said. Welcome to your new space family. Rel smiled. Thank you. Her room was small but cozy, with a bed near a window and a desk full of tools. She was given a simple uniform and a wrist device that showed her daily tasks and learning modules. Her new team included 2 humans, a short bird-like alien named Kiwi, and a quiet boy named Len, who spoke with calm eyes. They all welcomed her. You're the one who tricked a Varn hunter? Len asked. I helped, she said shyly. That's cool, Kiwi chirped. I once fixed an engine with chewing gum. They laughed together. For the first time, Rel felt part of something. As the ship flew through deep space, Rel learned more than she ever had before. She fixed broken circuits, learned how gravity engines worked, and even helped redesign a small robot to carry tools. One day, the ship reached a broken space station near an old moon. It was dark and cold, with no power for years. We need to bring its systems online, the captain said. It will be a rest point for future explorers. Rel joined the repair team. Inside the station, metal walls creaked and old lights blinked weakly. She followed wires, read codes, and replaced old parts. After 2 hours, her hands were black with dust, but her eyes were bright with focus. There, she said, that panel. If we boost its signal, we can restart the power. They tried. The lights flickered, and then stayed on. The team cheered. Rel smiled wider than ever before. You're amazing, Len said. No, Rel replied. I'm just doing what I love. That night, Rel sat in her room, watching stars from her window. She remembered the dark moon where she was left behind. She remembered the king's cold eyes, the heavy silence of the palace, the sadness of not being enough. But now, those memories felt far away. She touched her silver star badge, the one given to her after saving the base. I made it this far, she whispered, and I'll go even further. Suddenly, her wrist device beeped. A message blinked on the screen. From Myra. Message. Rel, I heard what you did today. I'm proud of you. Keep shining, little star. Rel's heart warmed. She replied. Thank you, Mira. I'm not afraid anymore. But deep in Varn space, the king had not forgotten. He sat alone in his crystal room, watching reports. She survived. Again, Varnal said. She joined the humans. The king's eyes narrowed. She carries part of our old code. If she grows strong, she could become a symbol. That cannot happen. He stood and turned to his advisor. Prepare the final. Hunter, if this one fails, we will have a war. Back on Project Spark, Rel joined her team for a rest day. They played games, shared food, and told stories. Kiwi made funny robot sounds. Len shared a drawing of a ship he wanted to build someday. What about you, Rel? He asked. What do you dream of? She paused, then said, I want to build something that helps people. A machine that heals, not destroys. Something that gives power to those who feel small. Len nodded. That's a good dream. And Rel believed it was possible, because even a small spark can light the stars. The stars around Project Spark were calm, but Rel felt something cold in her chest. For many days, things had gone well. She had fixed broken drones, helped repair old space satellites, and even learned how to pilot a small scout ship. She laughed with her team. She shared meals with Len, Kivi, and the others. Every day she felt more at home, but last night Rel had another dream. She was standing alone in a dark space. Shadows surrounded her. Then a voice came from the dark deep, sharp, and full of hate. You will never be free. Rel woke with a gasp. The room was quiet, but her heart beat fast. She sat by the window, looking out at the stars. Something was coming. She could feel it. Captain Ilor, the calm and smart leader of Project Spark, called a meeting that morning. There's been a disturbance, he said, pointing at the holoscreen. A dark ship had entered Human Alliance space. It didn't answer our calls. No ID, no signal, the captain explained. It's moving fast toward us. Rel looked at the shape of the ship. Her blood froze. That's Varn, she whispered. The captain turned. You're sure? Yes, it's their final hunter. The king won't stop now. The room went silent. We will not run, the captain said, but we will prepare. All engineers and crew were given special tasks. Rel joined the defense tech team. She knew how the Varn operated, how their stealth weapons worked, how their bots moved, how they hacked systems. If they land on this ship, she warned, they will go straight for the core. Or me, the captain nodded. Then we must protect both. They added extra shields to the control room. They set traps in the hallways. They placed signal blockers so Varn bots couldn't call for help. Rel even designed a small drone to follow her, just in case she was caught alone. They were ready. That night, the stars outside blinked strangely. Then alarms began to ring. Varn. Ship approaching fast. A crew member shouted. Red lights flashed. The crew ran to battle stations. Defense bots rolled into place. The ship shook slightly as the dark enemy ship came near. They're using shadow jump. Rel yelled. They'll appear inside the lower deck. Captain Elor gave the order. Seal the deck. Defense team, move now. The battle had begun. The Varn hunters entered in a flash of black mist. They were tall, armored, and silent. Their eyes glowed red. They moved like shadows, slipping through vents and dark corners. But this time, Project Spark was ready. Lasers cut through the hall. Bots rolled out from walls, firing electric nets. The human guards used energy shields to push the invaders back. Rel ran with Len and Kivi to the engine core room. They'll come for this place, she said. We can't let them reach it. As they worked, Rel heard something behind them. Clank, clank, hiss. She turned. A single Varn soldier stepped into the room bigger than the others. His face was hidden by a black mask. You, he said, pointing at Rel. I'm not going with you, Rel said. You were made by the Empire. You belong to us. Rel stepped forward. No, I was left behind. But humans picked me up. They didn't care what I couldn't do. They saw what I could. You are weak. Then why do you fear me? The Varn soldier charged. Len threw a spark bomb. Kivi released a net. Rel's drone flew up and zapped the soldier's mask, cracking it. Sparks flew, but the soldier kept coming. Rel pulled a power wire from the wall and shouted, "Now!" Len pressed a button, rerouting energy. The wire in Rel's hand glowed hot. She slammed it against the soldier's chest. A blast of light filled the room. When the smoke cleared, the Varn hunter lay still. They had won again. Later, Rel stood in the command room. The enemy ship had fled. The last hunter was gone. Captain Allure faced her. You were brave today. You helped save this ship. Rel shook her head. Not just me. All of us did it. Together. He smiled. You're right. He handed her a new badge, silver with a spark and shield. You are no longer a guest. Rel, your crew now. Kivi cheered. Len clapped her on the shoulder. You earned this. That night, Rel sat again by the window. The stars were still the same, but she was not. Once. She was a small alien girl, left behind by a cold king. Now, she was part of a crew that believed in her. She had escaped the darkness. She had faced the last hunter, and still she stood. She opened her message pad and wrote a note to Myra. It's over. The king sent his last hunter, but I stayed strong. I am free now, and I am not alone. She pressed send. Outside the ship, a new star blinked into view. Rel smiled. Her journey wasn't finished. The battle was over. The last Varn hunter had fallen. The dark ship had turned away and escaped into space. Project Spark was safe. But something had changed in Rell. No longer was she the quiet, forgotten girl who lived in the corners of other people's lives. No longer was she waiting to be accepted. Now she stood tall. She had earned her place. She had found her own name in the stars. Rel walked through the bright halls of the ship. Crew members smiled at her as she passed. Some saluted. Others waved. Even the robots spoke with a cheerful tone. Chief Technician Rel, one small bot said. You saved the engine room. You are a hero. I just did what I had to, Rel replied with a small smile. She didn't feel like a hero. She just felt herself. Later, in the main control room, Captain Allure stood in front of the full crew. The big screen behind him showed the galaxy, bright and peaceful for now. We faced danger together, he said, and we stood strong. His eyes moved to Rel. One of us came from pain, from being cast out. But she rose above it. She showed us what true strength looks like, not power or weapons, but courage, wisdom, and heart. Rel felt her cheeks warm as the crew clapped. Len smiled beside her. Kivi even tried to whistle a tune. From this day, the captain continued, Rel is not just a crew member. She will lead our new star outreach program. She will help others like her lost, small, forgotten. She will help them shine. Rel stepped forward. She held the silver badge tight in her hand. It wasn't just metal. It was proof that she mattered. I accept, she said. Her voice was steady. And I promise to help others like me. I won't let them be left behind. The room filled with cheers. A few days later, Project Spark stopped at a quiet green planet. It was full of mountains, rivers, and sky islands. The planet had no big cities, just small alien villages. This place would be the base for the Star Outreach Program. Rel looked at it from the window of a small scout ship. It's perfect. She whispered. She, Len, Kivi, and a few others landed first. The air smelled fresh. The grass was soft under their boots. Local villagers welcomed them kindly. One young alien girl stepped forward. She was small, with wide eyes and skin like soft purple stone. She looked scared. What's your name? Rel asked gently. The girl looked down. Lura, why are you afraid? Because people say I'm weak, Lura whispered. Because I can't lift heavy things or speak loud. Rel knelt in front of her. I was called weak too. But look around, I fly ships. I fix engines, I protect my crew. Lura looked up. Slowly. You don't have to be loud or strong to matter, Rel said. You just have to be brave enough to try. Lura gave a tiny smile. Rel knew this was why she was here. Over the next weeks, Rel helped build a small learning center. It had tools, screens, books, and training robots. Children from many worlds came to learn. Some were quiet, some were shy, some were curious. But all of them had something special. Rel taught them how to fix wires, how to read star maps, and how to build helper bots. She showed them how to listen, think, and believe in themselves. I am not your leader, she told them. I am your friend. And we will all grow together. Soon, the center was filled with laughter and the soft hum of machines. Rel watched as Lyra helped fix a drone. The girl didn't look afraid anymore. One evening, as stars lit the sky, a message came through the base console. Message from Varn Homeworld. The crew froze. Rel opened it. The message showed the face of a new Varn speaker. Not the old king. Not a soldier. But a young voice. We have seen the error, the message said. The old ways failed. Many of us were left behind, like you. We wish to speak in peace. Rel's hands trembled slightly. A part of her still remembered the pain, but another part. Hope. She sent a reply. Then come not as rulers. Come as learners. The stars belong to all of us. That night Rel stood alone on the hill near the base. Len joined her, holding 2 hot cups. You did it, he said. We did it. She answered. They looked up at the sky. You think the stars will always be peaceful? Len asked. No, Rel said honestly. There will be danger, but now I know I can face it. I'm not alone anymore. The wind blew softly through the grass. Do you ever think about him? Len asked. The king? Sometimes, Rel admitted. But he's part of my past. He made me feel small. But now, I make myself strong. Len nodded. You're a new star now. No, Rel said, smiling. I'm not the star. I'm just the spark that helps others shine. They sat together under the quiet stars, knowing this was not the end, that it was the beginning of something greater.